Everybody today, huh? That's what happened when you win one game. Wednesday practice, since we talked last time, once you get to the practice field, we have some injuries. I think most of you know that. Damon Pierce has an ankle injury. Nico Collins, Brandon Cooks, Derek Stingley, all those guys are getting better. Exactly, when they'll be back out on the football field, I don't know. It was good to get Jonathan Grenard. I know he practiced last week, but get him back into the mix. A few guys can't go, a few guys getting back on the roster. I think we're no different than anybody else this time of the year. We're playing, top offense in football, in NFL with stars. Very good defense. Team that, last week I said, we're playing a team that had a chance to win it all. Of course, I'm saying the same thing this week. We know what's at stake. For us, so playing better, finishing, building on some of the good things that we did last week is, of course, where we are. Take your question.
With Dameon Pierce possibly sidelined for a while, or at least for a little bit, how do you all approach that offensively, and how much does Driscoll factor into helping out the run game? You guys have been trying to do that a lot this year.
Well, first off, if Damon can't go, we know what he's been to our offense this year. He's one of the best running backs in football, all of that. So there would be a void. But when a player can't go, the void is filled by others. And so we looked at all options. Our running back position right now, what we can do at other positions. I say if you talk to most of the other positions, when you lose a great player like that, need more from those positions. Need more from our offensive line, all of those things. So we're working through the game plan, of course, right now. We feel like we have a plan. So we'll go from there.
From your perspective, what is it about Mahomes that makes him so difficult to deal with?
Well, Chrissy, to say one thing, that's pretty. Got a great arm, baseball background, can make all the throws. I wouldn't say that he's a 4-3 guy, but the way he moves around in the pocket, some guys move around, scramble to pick up yardage, running it. I think he's just as good as anyone of staying in the pocket, moving around, being able to get his balls off, make the throws, and sometimes non-traditional ways. The ball can come from look like he's not, we kind of read the eye. We're a zone team a lot of the time, kind of based on, breaking where you think he's throwing the ball, and that's pretty hard with him. He can just do it all, and he's got a history in the league now of that. So when you have a player like that, it makes everyone look better. Their tight end is as good as there is in football. That combination is pretty hard. No one has. Don't think you try to control it as much as you possibly can.
With Matt, with Dare and Rex, there's no sense which things that they can do to help fill that void, perspective specifically.
Well, as a general rule, it's hard to get 3 running backs involved. And for us, we've been really kind of focusing in on, I think it's sometimes hard to get 1 running back involved. But you mentioned Rex, you mentioned Dare. Both of those guys have had success in the league. That's the reason why they've dressed every game when they've been healthy. So you start with those 2 options. It's safe to say that those guys will be a part of what we're going to do running game-wise. And we looked, for other options too.
Looking for options at running back, what went into the decision of releasing as someone who might have factored into that mix?
Once the player's not on our team, I try not to talk too much about it then when they move on. But we just thought we need to go a different direction. Just kind of leave it at that. Sometimes divorce is a good thing.
Coach, this Sunday is only the first time you guys get to play against Justin Reed. What do you remember about him? I know you spent 1 season with him, and what made him such a unique defensive back?
What I remember is, heck of a football player, smart football player, athletic, love football. Justin Reed and I will have a lifetime relationship. So consider him a friend too. And I know the type of play. I know he's playing excellent football for them. Again, he can tackle. He checks off all the boxes when you're looking for a good safety.
And, speaking of looking for a good safety, is there like any similarities you see in Jalen Petrie that you saw in Justin?
Justin Reed is an excellent football player, for all the reasons that I say it. And I'm gonna, some similar comments on Jalen Petrie, except he's a rookie and hadn't played in the league a long period of time. But he has a great intellect for the position, just like Justin does. He knows how important it is to take the football away. He's getting more and more comfortable back in his position. I think he's going to be a great player in our league. I'm talking Justin, I'm talking about Petrie right now. I think he's going to be a great player, safety in the league for a long period of time.
You had mentioned you were praying for Mike Leach and his family since he has passed. Some thoughts, reflections on him from your knowledge of the man.
Well, when we leave this earth, I think all of us would, if we could just kind of listen to what people are saying about us. And I've seen and heard some of the comments that were said about Mike, and I have similar comments. 1997, I think it was, we did a clinic together in Las Vegas. A memorable clinic together in Las Vegas. And I was linebacker coach at Tampa at the time, and Mike was offensive coordinator at University of Oklahoma. And we had a friend that was working out at Las Vegas for the city of Las Vegas. And so this is my first time to be a headliner, speak to, I thought at the time, 600 to 700 coaches, high school coaches out in Las Vegas. Mike had known Mike and I, the guy that invited both of us, a friend of both of ours. Mike was the offensive coordinator at the University of Oklahoma at the time. We both flew out there ready to give this big clinic. And the night before the clinic, our friend told us that, hey, we got the dates wrong. I don't know if anybody's going to show up tomorrow. Next day, so we enjoyed tonight, getting to know each other. Next morning, we went there, and 6 coaches showed up to the clinic. Mike Leach put on the best quarterback clinic you can put on. And I felt like, I did a pretty good job, defensively. So that's when I first met him. Been friends since then. I think every time when through the years that we've seen someone that, that we know, and we're talking about each other, we've talked about that story. But great coach, did so much for our game. That's been said, and he'll be missed.
Couple more. Laramie Johnson wasn't out there at practice today. What's any update with him?
Sick. Should be good to go. This time of the year, you have some of those flu, cold symptoms going around. So guys miss a few days, he should be good to go.
Last one, Donovan. With Chris Moore, having a couple of his best games with, when he's been needed. And I guess did you learn anything from Chris and how he played last game in particular that, I don't know, maybe you all could utilize him in different ways?
We've been trying to use all of our weapons, the best way we felt like we could to win, to play, give us the best chance to have success offensively. Seems like Chris Moore has been, your role can change from week to week. Special teams guy, give us a little bit, few offensive reps. Other games, I know last year, maybe the Chargers game or whatever, we asked him to have a bigger role. Answer your question, every time we've asked him to have a bigger role in the offense, we've gotten those type of results and seemed like it get better and better. Of course, right up until his last game when he had his best game as a Texan. But you need guys like that on your team. They can do an awful lot for you. Just happy to see him have that kind of success.
Thanks, Coach.
6 coaches.
Yeah, I think there were at least. I think there were 6. I'll say I think there were 6. Great start. Take care.